All right, so until you stop chasing money, you will never achieve greatness because chasing money literally is keeping you in this bubble of just copy paste entrepreneurs. You're this kind of entrepreneur who just chases the next big number so you can afford the next big lifestyle thing for you to LARP on Instagram. I'm sorry, no matter how rich you are, if you're just buying stuff for the sake of posting on Instagram, you're still a LARPer. Now, if you don't know what LARPing means, it just basically means you're pretending that you're rich when you're really not, or you're just trying to impress people online who don't really care about you. Now, with that being said, look at the greatest entrepreneurs of the last 2, 3, 5 decades, right? Do you really think Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos were there in the very early years of their companies? They're over here looking at Stripe dashboards and they're like, oh my God, we haven't hit $1 million months yet. Do you really think that is the case? Of course not. Of course not, because they don't think in this very one-dimensional way of thinking. The one-dimensional way of thinking is really good for you to go from zero to wherever it is that you are right now. It's very good to get you started because you're a bum and now you're doing something with your life. You're now running a business. You're now doing these sort of things. And now that you're thinking in this like very one-dimensional way, you think that what is the best way that I can use my time, or I can hire people, or I can create systems that cash collect the most, which is the wrong KPI to maximize for. If you kind of understand how to operate businesses, you're going to understand that there's KPIs that need to be met, but you're just maximizing for the wrong ones. You think that systems mean, hey, how can we basically make it so that we're getting clients on autopilot, or we're just getting, our service delivery is fulfilled on autopilot. You're not really thinking about any of the extra just dimensions that come along with it. Now, the reason why this one-dimensional thinking is so dangerous is because it's literally stopping you from creating what I like to call one-of-one opportunities. Let's just say Steve Jobs of Apple, can he come over here and can he put out a course, or can he teach you guys how to come up with ideas like Apple? Well, of course not. You can't do that. It's a one-of-one idea. It's a one-of-one opportunity. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you rather your success be able to essentially be copied by literally everyone, and you copying your success from some mentor, some course, some dude, and it just be mediocre, it just be average? Like, there's hundreds of software companies out there. There's only like one Apple. There's only one Amazon. There's only one Facebook, right? But there's like hundreds of like mediocre kind of unknown social medias out there. Who would you rather be? Would you rather be the copy paste, the average, the mediocre person that kind of gets their ideas based on, hey, let's do what maximizes the amount of money we're making this month? Or would you rather be the next Apple, the next Facebook, the next you in your own category, to be the industry leader? You can't become the industry leader when you're just chasing money. It doesn't work that way. So how do you actually become an industry leader? Well, it's very simple. Instead of chasing money, you should chase impact. What does that mean? Well, impact just basically means how many people can we help with our product? How many people can we help with our solution? Now, when you're maximizing for that, a byproduct of that is money, obviously. But Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and all these people, they weren't maximizing for money. They weren't maximizing on, hey, how can we basically market Tesla in the most efficient way? You really think Elon Musk is out here running webinars for Tesla? Of course not. Now you might be like, Yousef, well, this doesn't apply to what it is that I'm selling. This doesn't apply to my info agency. Like, it doesn't apply to that. Well, guess what? It doesn't apply because, and excuse my language, the idiots who teach you guys how to run these businesses, they don't understand real business. They haven't actually studied how real businesses work. The reason why, let's just say Tesla gets away with not spending a single dollar on marketing is because they have such a good product. Their whole goal is, hey, how can we make the best cars possible? And that kind of does the marketing for them. Now, if your service is really that good, where people kind of just say like, wow, you literally will have way more clients than you know what to do with. It is really that simple. But you're over here thinking, hey, how can I make the service where I have the most amount of margins, I'm making the most amount of money, and I can hire these people overseas, and I can hire a COO that will just operate everything from me? Unfortunately, like, that's just like the thinking that comes when you're just chasing money. When your whole idea, like an ideology behind business, is volume negates luck. By the way, on the whole Hormozi thing, I wanted to comment on this the other day. The Hormozi thing, the Hormozi clip where he came out, if you guys don't already know, he came out and did a podcast with Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is one of the most influential speakers of all time. I think he inspired millions and millions of people to actually improve themselves and have a better life overall, including myself. He personally inspired me. But the whole idea, to summarize it up for you guys, is Alex Hormozi, who's this big entrepreneur, His whole thing is just work, work, work. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about family. I don't care about my own personal well-being. I don't care about my personal happiness. I don't care to be happy. I just need to work. I need to be the best, etc., etc. And kind of Tony Robbins, like a sane human being, kind of paused and was like, hold on, wait a second, pause. Who has said it has to be this way? Who said that you just have to work 24/7? You have to just do a lot of volume. You just have to do all this stuff. Who said that would be the case? And Axel Mosley kind of like had like a, hold on, whoa, wait a second, right? And he kind of realized this whole idea of just chasing money and chasing more work is just pointless. He had this realization. And all of his fans that kind of got sold this idea and kind of like sold everything that they had. They sold their family connections, their friendships, their everything, right? To pursue this idea of work. They felt betrayed. They felt that our leader, the person who told us to just work really, really hard every single day, he kind of just left that ideology because he realized it's nonsense. Because ultimately, you're doing this work for a reason, right? If you're just chasing money, you're literally no better than a 9-to-5 worker. Zero difference between you and that 9-to-5 worker. Because that guy is working every single day, working overtime, whatever, just so he can afford to pay the bills. But for you, you're trying to afford to pay the luxury bills. You're trying to afford the luxury lifestyle. When in reality, does it really have to be this way? Is it really what you want? Chances are no. You're working towards something that you don't even want. When I ask you, whatever that money goal is that you have, do you know exactly how you're going to spend it? And the things that you're going to spend it on, let's just say you do. Let's just say, yes, Yousef, I want to buy this car, this watch. I want to live in this place. I want to travel X amount of times per week. Let's just say you have it all mapped up on a spreadsheet. Okay, good for you. Is that something that you actually want? If nobody knew that you had that stuff, would you still want it? If everybody kind of lived a similar lifestyle as you, if that was kind of the average lifestyle, would you still want it? If everybody drove your dream car and it was really common, would it still be your dream car? If everybody had your dream watch, dream lifestyle, dream whatever, would you still want it? Chances are you just want this thing for the status, for the emotions and the feelings that will make you feel. Now, is that really a good enough reason for you to work all these hours? For you to sever connections with your family, your friends, and to not enjoy your life? Of course not. Of course not. Now, what is the solution? What is the solution to all of this? I've been ranting for around 7 minutes now about this whole thing and about how problematic it is for you to just chase money. The solution, as I said, is for you to chase impact. Your number one goal is how can we help the most amount of people as possible with what we have? And how can we develop more things so we can help even more people? Now, there's going to be a few problems that arise. If you're in this business just for the sake of making money, which, by the way, a lot of you guys watching are, and again, that's fine. You've been sold a lie and hey, it's not your fault. But if you're simply in the business to make money and you don't really care about your who you're helping, you don't care about HVAC business owners, you don't care about info product coaches, like you don't care about the people that you're serving, well, I'm sorry to tell you, you're just in the wrong business. But it doesn't mean that you just all of a sudden shut down your business and turn it all to zero. No, you have skills that are very important, but those skills are just simply tactics. So what you then need to do, you need to work on yourself. You need to learn what are the principles behind those tactics. So let's just say for the last year or so, you've been running Facebook ads for a bunch of course creators. Okay, well, that is a skill that you have. But let's just say you only have templates or formats in your head for ads and ad creatives that only work for info product, let's just say creators. So what you then have to do is you need to understand what makes these principles, right? What makes these tactics work? What are the principles that make these tactics work? What is it about this copy and what about this ad specifically that allows it to work? What makes it convert? And then you can apply those same exact skills. Once you understand the principles behind it, you can then apply it to literally any other business. Whatever business or people that you are actually passionate about helping, about impacting their lives. And at the end of your life, you're going to be like, wow, I'm really proud that I built a business that serves this kind of people. Then you're just going to be able to basically transition into that. And it's going to make you so much more money because you're literally going to wake up in the morning, you're going to feel excited. And the best part is you would literally do it for free. You know how much more powerful it is for someone on the other side and they can feel that you're literally so willing to help them. You're basically, you would do it for free if, they asked. Obviously, you're not going to do it for free. I'm just saying this for the sake of an example for you to kind of understand what kind of passion, what kind of energy business brings you. Because this is what really separates the businesses that scale to 9, 10, 11 figures, right? 11 figures. What is 11 figures? I don't know. Do the math. I'm kind of just going on a roll here. But This is what separates the really big businesses from the businesses that are kind of just niche. You have Facebook, and then you have 20 other social media companies. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be Facebook, or do you want to be the 20 other social media companies that no one really cares about? It's your choice. The reason why Facebook is the reason why it is today is because he had one goal. Zuckerberg had one goal, and it's to connect the world. Now, we can go into conspiracy theories. We can go into all that stuff later. Doesn't matter. But ultimately, you need to understand. You need to prioritize impact. Because when you are an impactful person, when you have an impactful business, you're able to build a legacy. And that is exactly my mission. My mission is to inspire, enable, and educate the next generation of impactful legacy makers. People who are truly trying to build businesses for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 decades, right? For the next 100 years. Businesses that outlast them, right? Businesses that serve humanity, all of humanity, not just a very small sector in the B2B SaaS space, right? Not just some info product creators that the average person on the street, bro, if you were to talk to the average person, if you were to talk to your grandma, right? If she's still alive, if you were to talk to your grandma and you're like, Grandma, I help coaches make more money using Instagram profile ads. And it's like, who the fuck cares, bro? Who the fuck are we really like? Are you really just waking up in the morning to chase that? Are you really waking up in the morning just so you can like really do that? What difference do you make to the world? You make no difference. I'm sorry to say this, you make no difference, but it's not your fault because you've just been conditioned and you've been convinced that this is the right way. It's not. And I believe in you. I believe in every single person that clicked on this video and is watching this far. I believe that you have so much more to give than just be another niche business that doesn't actually matter to the world. I believe that you can do so much more. And anyone else who tries to convince you, tries to psyop you and tell you that chasing impact and chasing purpose is wrong, I'm sorry to tell you, they're empty. They're empty inside. They sold themselves this lie, and now they're just trying to convince an audience that is under them who you just want a good life. That's what you want. You want to feel fulfilled. You want to feel happy. And you've been sold this idea that having this kind of insane lifestyle and being known as the best person in your industry, which you don't even care about this industry, you don't care about the people you're serving, all of a sudden this is going to give you fulfillment. It's really not. The only thing that will give you true fulfillment is building something that actually has an impact on people's lives that you feel fulfilled by. And it will actually create a legacy.